If you're not rich right now, it's not because you're stupid. And it's not because you're not trying hard enough. You're poor because you were specifically trained to be. Yes, trained. School, your parents, society, they all drilled the same program into your head since childhood. That program is called the poverty program. In the next few minutes, I'm going to break down 5 specific reasons why 99% of people never escape the financial trap. And if even one of them applies to you, you'll understand exactly why money never seems to come your way. Stick around until the end, because reason number 5 is the most painful one. The statistics are frightening. Worldwide, less than 1% of people control more than a quarter of all the money on the planet. The other 99% spend their entire lives working for that money instead of having it work for them. And here's the scariest part. Most of those 99% don't even understand why this happens. They think, I just got unlucky, or the economy is just bad, or the rich already stole everything first. But the truth is different. Wealth isn't luck, and it isn't theft. It's a system of thinking and habits. And if you don't know that system, you automatically fall into the 99%. Let's go through the reasons one by one. The first and biggest reason, most people sell their time, not their results. Here's how it works. You show up to work, put in 8 hours, and you get paid for those 8 hours. It doesn't matter if your work made the company $1 million or zero, your paycheck stays the same. That's the time for money trap. The problem is, your time is physically limited. You have a maximum of 24 hours a day, and out of that you can realistically sell maybe 8 to 10. That means your income ceiling is hard capped by the number of hours you have. Now look at how wealthy people think. They build something that can be sold 1,000 times over without requiring more of their time. That could be a product, a system, a brand, an asset that generates income while they sleep. Simple example. A plumber gets paid per job. A company that owns a network of plumbers gets paid for every job from every plumber all at once. One person physically can't be in 10 places at the same time. A system can. Remember this. If your income only grows when the hours you work grow, you're stuck in the trap. Breaking out of it is the first step toward that 1%. The second reason, a deep-rooted fear of risk that was drilled into us since childhood. Don't stand out. Keep your head down. Get a stable job. Don't start a business, you'll fail. Sound familiar? Your parents said this because their parents said it to them. It gets passed down generation to generation like a virus. And this fear is so strong that people are willing to spend their entire lives earning a small but guaranteed paycheck instead of taking a risk and building something of their own. But here's the irony. A regular job isn't safety. It's the illusion of safety. You can be let go at any moment, and there's nothing you can do about it because your entire financial future is in someone else's hands, your boss's. Wealthy people see risk differently. They don't avoid risk, they manage it. They test things with small amounts of money, fail small, learn fast, and only then scale up whatever actually worked. 99% of people are afraid of even small risks. The 1% are afraid of standing still their whole lives. That's the entire difference in mindset. If you're sitting there right now thinking, what if it doesn't work out? Ask yourself a different question instead. What if it does work out and you never even tried? The third reason, nobody ever taught us how to actually understand money. In school, they taught you algebra, chemistry, ancient Egyptian history. But nobody spent a single hour explaining what an asset is, what a liability is, how compound interest works, what inflation is, and how it quietly eats away your savings every single year. As a result, people take out loans without understanding the real cost of debt. They buy things they call investments that are actually just expenses. A car, for example, is a liability for most people. It loses value every year and constantly drains money. Gas, repairs, insurance. An asset, on the other hand, is something that puts money in your pocket even when you're doing nothing. Stocks, rental property, a business that runs without your constant involvement. Wealthy people buy assets. Poor and middle-class people buy things that look like wealth but actually drag them down. An expensive car bought on credit isn't a sign of being rich. Often, it's a sign that someone is drowning in payments while just looking good doing it. Without financial literacy, you're doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over, even if your income doubles. The fourth reason, one almost nobody talks about, is your environment. There's a simple rule. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If everyone around you complains about their boss, fears change, and believes wealth is unreachable or even dishonest, you'll unconsciously start thinking the exact same way. Your environment doesn't just shape your thoughts, it shapes your opportunities too. Wealthy people surround themselves with other people who have money, connections, ideas, access to investments. That creates a cycle of opportunity. Someone shares an idea, someone introduces you to an investor, someone passes along information you'd never find on your own. But when you're surrounded by people whose main topics of conversation are discounts, mortgage payments, and how hard life is, your brain locks into that exact reality and stops seeing any other options at all. This doesn't mean ditching your friends and family. It means deliberately seeking out people who are further ahead than you and learning from them. And now, reason number 5, the most painful one, just like I promised at the start. Most people live day to day, get paid, spend almost all of it within the first week. Get a bonus, buy something nice right away. This is called instant gratification thinking. Wealthy people think completely differently. They're willing to tolerate discomfort now in exchange for a bigger payoff years later. They set aside part of their income, invest it, reinvest the returns, and wait 5, 10, 20 years. Here's the most painful truth of all. The difference between poverty and wealth isn't a difference in luck, it's a difference in time horizon. One person thinks, what do I want tonight? The other thinks, who do I want to be in 10 years, and what do I need to do today to get there? And this is exactly why 99% stay poor. Most people simply aren't willing to pay the price of delayed gratification. They want results now, and if there's no result within a month, they quit and say, this doesn't work. That 1%? They're the people who kept taking action even when no results were visible yet. They trusted the process instead of chasing the instant feeling. So let's sum up what separates the 1% from the 99. First, they build assets instead of selling their time. Second, they manage risk instead of fearing it. Third, they understand finance. Fourth, they deliberately choose their environment. And fifth, the most important one, they think years ahead instead of one day at a time. The good news is, none of these 5 things require special talent or luck. They're skills. And skills can be trained at any age, from any starting point. There's really only one question left. Are you ready to choose a different path today? Or are you going to keep living by the same program as the other 99%? If this video was useful, hit like and subscribe. There's a lot more coming.